Bilbo, where are you off to? I can't stop, I'm already late. Late for what? I'm going on an adventure.
Hi guys, welcome back to Planet Mithril. My name is Mithril and today I'm finishing off my trio of Bagginses on the channel with my attempt to now finally get the members of Thorin's company out on the channel for you guys. It would seem rude to miss out on probably one of the most important figures in all of Middle-earth. That's right, welcome to my take on how to paint Bilbo Baggins from Thorin's company.
What has it got in its pockets is precious? Well, an awesome tutorial for you today actually, Gollum. That's right, we've had Master Burglar, the very first tutorial on the channel, and I've also tackled dear aged Bilbo from his time in the Lord of the Rings. But what we haven't tackled yet is the wide-eyed, naive Hobbit who started it all off by going on his grand adventure with his dwarven companions. This classic plastic sculpt of dear Mr. Bilbo was featured in the new Hobbit starter set when that range of models dropped, and it's actually really surprising just how much detail you can draw out of a slightly older plastic sculpt such as this. In my opinion, it's a very underrated sculpt, and the ability to customize him with either walking stick or sting is also a really nice feature. So now I've base coated my Bilbo with Citadel Chaos Black spray prior to painting. Brush is ready guys, let's get going. We're going to start dear Bilbo here by base coating his face, hands and big hairy hobbit feet using Bugmans Glow. All the hair now on his head and his hobbity feet is being base coated using Steel Legion Drab. His bright red jacket is now being base coated using Khorne Red. His shirt is being picked out using Castellan Green. His neckerchief is now being given a base coat using a few thin down coats of Zamesi Desert. The trousers are receiving a base coat of XV88. And finally, his walking stick is being base coated using Dryad Bark. His face, hands and feet are now being shaded back using Reikland Fleshshade. The hair, shirt, neckerchief, stick and trousers are all being shaded down uniformly using Agrax Earthshade. And the final shade is being applied to his jacket, this time using Erebor Crimson. With my shades in place and dry, I'm going to start building up Bilbo's facial features and defining the hands and feet. I'm starting this with a layer using a 1-to-1 mix of Bugmans Glow and Castellan Fleshshade, leaving the Reikland Fleshshade showing in the recesses. A second layer is being applied now to further build up the structure of Bilbo's face and building up the shape of the tendons and muscles over his hands and feet. Just look at how much character we've already pulled out of this Bilbo sculpt with only 2 layers over his face. So now I'm going to start building up the upper tones of Bilbo's skin by adding some Kislev flesh into the Castellan flesh tone, very gradually, starting to focus on his more prominent features as well as his knuckles, toes and the higher bone structure. I'm just continuing to gradually add more Kislev flesh into my mix for the final edge highlights. You're only looking to catch the more prominent facial features, the nose, chin, cheekbones, and the brow, generally speaking. The eye recesses are being painted in with Abaddon black, and finished off with 2 dots of pallid witch flesh either side. The hair is now being given a layer using Tallarn sand, working my way over Bilbo's head and feet, blocking out the individual clumps of hair, leaving the shade showing in the more pronounced recesses. The second layer is being applied now with a rough 3-to-1 mix of Tallarn sand and Screaming Skull, further defining the texture over his tousled hair, starting to define individual strands over both the head and feet. I'm increasing the amount of Screaming Skull in the mix to a rough 1-to-1 ratio split for the final highlight stage over the hair now. With the hair looking how I want, I'm now applying a glaze using Seraphim Sepia just to bring some subtle warmth back to his locks. His undershirt is getting a layer using Lordoftherings Forest. Followed by a quick highlight down the front using Scarsnip Green. and then I'm carefully picking out the buttons down his waistcoat using Retributor armour. I'm now layering up the edges of his scarf, neckerchief, whatever you want to call it, with a 3-to-1 mix of Zamesi Desert and Ushabti bone. Increasing the Ushabti bone to a rough 50-50 split for a final edge highlight down the scarf, just to lift the edges a little bit more. I'm applying a blocking layer to the jacket now using a 2-to-1 mix of Khorne Red and Evil Sun Scarlet, leaving the Dryad shade showing in the recesses as I build in some initial shape to Bilbo's coat. I'm increasing the amount of Evil Sun in my layering mix to the next stage. This will be the last stage before highlighting, so I want to try and build in as much shape to the body to the jacket as I can here, really accentuating the folds and creases as it falls around Bilbo's shape as much as I can. For the highlights, I'm going to be adding in small amounts of Dawn Yellow to my previous mix and drawing out more definition and movement over the jacket, keeping these additions minimal to begin with so as not to overpower the blend. You can see how I'm being more targeted, letting the previous shades show and work through underneath. For the next few highlight stages, it's just as simple as continuing to add more small amounts of Dawn Yellow into the mix, until you reach a point ultimately where you're happy with the upper tones and the line work. By this point, you're just accentuating the shape, folds and creases over the jacket, so keep your line work tight and precise for the best overall look. Finally, a glaze with heavily diluted Caribou Crimson is being applied, just to deepen the recesses and tie the layers and highlights all together. Finally, as with the waistcoat, the buttons are being picked out with a few dots of Retributor armour. I'm layering up the trousers now using a 1-to-1 mix of XV88 and Baelor Brown. Now Baelor on its own is far too vibrant here, so the XV88 just helps keep some of that earthy hobbitiness which I really want for my Bilbo. The trousers are now being layered up by adding Screaming Skull into the previous mix. This addition will help the Hobbit trousers maintain a slight velvety suede look, which is seen in the film and perfect for my Bilbo. And adding more Screaming Skull for the next few highlight stages to finish off Bilbo's trousers. The final stage is to delicately inlay some wood grain texture up the length of the walking stick using Gawthor Brown. Bilbo Baggins, the Hobbit who started everything we know and love with the Lord of the Rings, carefree, innocent, home-loving, and ready to set out on his grandest adventure, which will come to shape the fate of Middle-earth itself. A wonderful model to have on the channel. For basing tips and tricks, please head over and check out my 5-minute bases playlist. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed today's tutorial with dear old Bilbo. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and make sure you hit that bell to make sure you never miss out on a Mithril upload. Thank you so much to all our patrons who continue to help keep the lights on here at Mithril Towers. You can support us over on there for as little as £1 a month, or a higher tier gets you access to a whole host of online resources dutifully put together by Mrs. Mithril. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Take care, and as always, happy hobbying. Bye guys.